الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We're on lesson 5 part 2. In the previous lesson we covered some zamair, meaning pronouns, and today we'll finish up this lesson inshallah. So the first what they mention here is zamir munfasil is divided into two categories, marfu' and mansub. Zamir marfu' munfasil is this is that zamir which stands in the place of rafa and usually becomes mubtada, khabar, fa'il or na'ibul fa'il. And I don't believe we've covered mubtada khabar until yet. We've covered fa'il and na'ibul fa'il in the previous lections. Mubtada khabar, mubtada being the subject, khabar is the predicate. Then they say zamir mansub munfasil. This is that zamir which stands at the place of nasab and mostly becomes maf'ul bihi. For example, Yahoo. Maf'ul bihi is, we've covered maf'ul. Maf'ul bihi is a type of maf'ul. There are 5 types of maf'uls inshallah. We'll probably cover that in a different book, or maybe towards the ending of this book. Then we've covered zamir marfu. It can be either munfasil, meaning it's detached to the verb, or zamir mansub muttasil, or it's attached to the verb. Not necessarily it's always attached or detached from a verb. Like huwa can come by itself. It's not really dependent on a verb. But since the examples we've been seeing are mostly about verbs. So this is the types of zamir of marfu' muttasil are then divided into two categories, bariz and mustatir. Bariz is that which is visible, that which you can see, and mustatir is something that is hidden, invisible. And we see from the example they give here is darabtu. Darabtu meaning I hit. That ta right there, the ta with the dhamma on it, we can see that's the pronoun right there. So since we can see it, it's visible, we will call this zamir bariz. And with the invisible zamir, we see it's daraba. It has a huwa damir hidden inside of it. We don't see huwa inside of daraba. So that we will say this is a mustatir pronoun. This is invisible. This is a good chart that they provided. I would encourage everybody to take a look at it, go through it, and actually follow it, and then look back at the lesson, and then try to map it out as they have. They have a note here, but since we haven't done conjugation tables, since that's coming in the next lesson, I'm going to skip the note, but I would like everybody to, after covering the next lesson, to come back and look at this note, only because we haven't covered conjugation tables like what a tasniya is, what the sigha wahid muannas mukhatab is, and etc. Jama muannas. We haven't covered these. The same thing with the second note as well. Now they have an exercise, and these we've covered in the past lesson. The third exercises can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to go ahead and give all the answers. But I'd like if everybody could solve it on your own and then come back and take a look. So I'm going to go ahead and show the answers. These are the answers. Go ahead, you can pause the video and take a look at it. And with that, we have ended. We're done with lesson 5. Next one is going to be fi'l madi, past tense verbs. We've covered that briefly in a past lesson. So inshallah we'll do this in the next lesson. For the dhamair, the pronouns, there's another book called Khulasatul Nahw, the summary of Nahw. There's an Urdu version of it, which is also very, this is an excellent book as well. A little bit more advanced than the Foundation of Sarf, Sarf, slightly bit more advanced, but also a very, very good book. They have all the dhamair here written very nicely compared to, in my opinion, than Asas Sarf. And I'll inshallah leave the link in the description below. There is an English version of it as well, the summary of Nahw. And it's the exact same structure as the Urdu version. So inshallah, I'll leave both of these in the description below. And inshallah see you in the next lesson. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.